Officers, comrades, officers. Today, during the annual expanded board of the Interior Ministry, you will discuss and assess your 2024 performance. And of course, we will discuss our goals for the near future. First of all, I would like to thank the leadership and the personnel of the Interior Ministry for their responsibility and dedication to their duties. Especially, I would like to know those who are serving in Donbass and in my roles in the region. You have proven your worth and your professionalism in these efforts, and you have done everything to defend the law and order and to make sure that your local departments work and can do their work effectively despite all the burden that they're facing. For example, issuing passports for the new regions for new regions. So for Russia colleagues.so, it is essential that we step up our operations across the board, that we consolidate the momentum that you have gathered. This primarily deals with the security for our people, their health, protecting their property, and improving the solve rate. So for homicides, for robbery and looting, street crime has also been declining. And overall, we have fewer people committing crimes for the second time after committing them for the first time. And it is your duty also to defend social and transport infrastructure from terrorist attacks and all the public spaces as well. I would like to ask you to pay special attention to these matters, including as we prepare to celebrate the 80th anniversary of the Great Victory. It is thanks to your work and thanks to the educational system and to your preventive efforts that we have been able to reduce the rate of crimes committed by minors that we have how these indicators over the past years. Thanks to your dedicated efforts, we need to do everything to defend and protect and shield young people from being involved in criminal activity, including drug trafficking and cybercrime. And in this regard, I would like to ask you to pay special attention to cybercrime, especially since the last year the number of these crimes increased and the losses and damage caused by these crimes exceeded 200 billion rubles. And most of the people suffering from this crime are retirees or elderly people. The salary is just about 23%. In this regard, of course, we do understand that criminals have been using new opportunities in this regard, but the government agency must respond accordingly. You must work with other specialized agencies and to find new effective ways to fight this scourge, including by countering these and preventing these crimes. This means our national development goals. So we must also be consistent in fighting drug trafficking. You must work with the Federal Customs Service, with the Federal Security Service, with other stakeholders in order to identify drug dealers and to stop drug trafficking in groups, including across border flows. You need also to crack down on cyber platforms that deal with drug trafficking, politics. Migration is a major priority for you in terms of ensuring security for our people and preserving our cultural identity. We need to fight illegal migration and make active use of the tools we have to control migration flows. And all the relevant instructions to this effect have been issued already, and we have been discussing this all the time with the minister that we need to step up these efforts, including by paying more attention to administrative matters in this regard. Just as we agreed, the Interior Ministry with other specialized agencies must transition to electronic registration for all people coming from abroad. And these innovations must be factored into a new migration concept for the Russian Federation, has to be adopted as quickly as possible of this year. We need to fine-tune our repatriation mechanisms and enable people who share our values and who want to live and work in a country, enable them to come to Russia, especially if they have the skills or professions our economy needs. Fighting extremism is another priority. Radicalism, extremism are all threats to the unity of our mouth. The ethnic nation to IT is a threat to our sovereignty and even our territorial integrity. I expect the EU to respond to these crimes with firm and the resolve, and you must work with religious associations on this agenda. We also need to provide for Russia's economic security, and this implies a system-wide effort for raiding the financial sector from criminal proceeds and criminal activity. Fighting corruption is another priority. Let me reiterate, corruption stands in the way of our economy, of developing our social sector. Our labor market undermines our investment appeal, especially when it comes to budget funds, army procurement, and other priorities we have as a nation. This is not just about identifying and exposing criminals, but working with the authorities at all levels for identifying the risk factors in order to deal with what leads to corruption. Road safety is another major important topic that I have been some positive developments in this regard. I would like to thank everyone who deals with this agenda. There have been fewer road deaths. The how the but still people. Too many people in Russia die in road accidents. And unfortunately, children are among them. And we need to come up with additional intelligence to improve our roads and of the road code by 2013. Road deaths must decline by a factor of 1.5, in addition to the progress we have already achieved. In conclusion, I would like to highlight one more very important matter. Staffing is a major issue for the Interior Ministry. You and the Minister have been talking about this all the time. This is a system-wide issue that requires a comprehensive solution, including social guarantees, bigger salaries, and benefits. Of course, we need to be able to pay competitive salaries, provide housing, and help people or resolve other issues. And I would like to ask senior officials of the ministry to draft proposals in this regard and submit them for our review. The minister has been raising these matters all the time. Colleagues, I am the people of Russia and expect you to deliver on all these priorities in good faith, and I believe that you will live up to these expectations. That I wish you every success, good health, and all the best to you and your close ones. You have a lot of objectives in front of you. And once again, I would like to reiterate overall, the Interior Ministry has been effective in its work and in delivering on its agenda. Thank you.